This fortuitously accurate bumping into the easternmost promontory of South America has prompted some scholars to suggest that the Portuguese already knew about the existence of lands in the southwest Atlantic, but that they were keeping it under their hat to prevent the Spanish from getting their claws into it. One of these notorious conquistadors, by the name of Vasco Núñez de Balboa, heard tales of incredibly wealthy inland heathen cities, so he set out in 1513 on a military expedition using a mix of diplomacy and force of arms, making his way across modern Panama until he reached what he thought was a sea, but which was, in fact, the Pacific Ocean. Having divested the regional natives of their wealth and frequently also their lives and liberty, he sent reports back to Spain of this vast sea, which prompted discussions at court about the possibility of the Spice Islands being not too far offshore, such that if a way could be made through the region of modern Panama, they would have a shortcut into Asia, while at the same time avoiding the entire Portuguese hemisphere of influence. Meanwhile, one Fernão de Magalhães, known to us in English as Ferdinand Magellan, a brave and competent Portuguese naval officer, had just returned to Lisbon from the Far East, where he and his cousin Francisco Serrao had been involved in the conquest of Malacca by the Portuguese Viceroy of India, Afonso de Albuquerque. You see, following the violent appearance of Vasco da Gama on the east coast of India in 1498, the Portuguese court was keen to cement its presence in the Indian Ocean in pursuit of three primary objectives. Firstly, to choke off Muslim sources of wealth and thereby cripple their power. Secondly, to spread Christianity. And thirdly, to dominate the entire spice trade back into Europe. Now, the spice trade was clearly their highest priority, as cloves, nutmeg and mace were not only used as preservatives and interesting flavours for food, but were also thought to be the only medicines that could prevent and cure the Black Death, or bubonic plague, that had so recently devastated the entire population of Europe. Consequently, the price of these commodities on the open market was astronomical, and if Portugal could secure a viable trade route to the source, it would become wealthy beyond imagination. So, by 1503, legendary naval commander Afonso de Albuquerque had managed to ally and assist the Hindu king of Cochin to secure his rule on the southeast coast of India against his Muslim rivals, for which the Portuguese were granted favourable trade rights and permanent outposts in these Indian lands that lay the foundation for the Portuguese maritime trading empire to come.